All right, let's jump right in. You ever try to teach someone something? Anything, really, and you just feel like you're hitting a brick wall. It's so easy to think that a great lesson needs all this complex planning and tons of material. But what if I told you that the secret to perfect teaching, a really powerful formula, was hiding in plain sight, inside just one simple sentence? I mean, really think about it. How do you teach someone a whole new language in just 60 seconds? It sounds kind of impossible, doesn't it? You've got this mountain of words, grammar, all the little nuances. But forcing it into just 1 minute, that makes you boil it down to the absolute core of what actually works. So yeah, how would you do it? Well, here it is. This is our source. This one little sentence, it's basically the perfect recipe for a killer lesson. I know, it looks super basic on the surface, right? But trust me, every single piece of this, from simple situations to those short pauses, is there for a really, really good reason. It's a powerhouse. So today, we're going to take it apart, piece by piece, and find the blueprint for the perfect tiny lesson. All right, first things first, where do you even begin? I mean, what do you actually teach? The instruction doesn't say, teach the alphabet or let's go over verb tenses. No, it gets right to the point with something way more practical. And that, right there, is the secret to a great start. So what this prompt is zeroing in on is something called functional language. And that's just a fancy way of saying language you can actually use. It's not about boring theory, it's about language as a tool. Think about it. This is the most important first step because it answers the question every learner has. Why am I learning this? What can I do with it? Giving them that immediate payoff, man, that's like rocket fuel for wanting to learn more. And these phrases, they're the perfect example. Good morning, how are you, nice to meet you. You learn these, and you can literally walk outside and use them today. They're the keys that open doors, They start conversations, build connections. These aren't just words, they're high-impact tools. They give the learner an instant win, and that confidence from the get-go, that's everything. Okay, so we've got our words. That's step one. But words by themselves are pretty useless, right? Just floating around in space. That's why the next part of the prompt, show simple situations, is so crucial. This is where the magic happens. Context is basically the glue that makes it all stick in your brain. And this is such a perfect way to show it. I mean, look at the difference. Trying to learn something in a super complex situation, like explaining some political theory, that's just noise. It's chaos. Your brain is overloaded. But greeting a new coworker, that's simple. It's clear. You see it, you get it. You immediately connect the words to the action. These simple, everyday situations, they just cut through all the clutter and let your brain focus on the one thing that matters, learning. So, we've got the what, the phrases. We've got the where, the simple context. Now for the really cool part, the how. The last couple of instructions in our prompt are all about the delivery. And this is what turns the whole thing from something you just watch into something you actually do. First step is clear pronunciation. And this is pretty straightforward, right? If you're trying to copy something, you need a clean, clear model. It's that simple. If the original is all fuzzy and messy, you're just guessing. But a super clear sound, that gives the learner a perfect target to aim for. Clarity is absolutely foundational. And now for the secret ingredient. Seriously, this little phrase right here, short pauses for learners to repeat, this is the game changer. This is the most powerful part of the whole recipe, because in this tiny moment, everything flips. It stops being about a teacher talking at you, and it becomes a moment where you, the learner, get to participate. It's an invitation to jump in.
So, why is that pause so important? Well, it's not just about making sounds. It triggers this amazing thing in your brain called active recall. See, when you just listen, you're being passive. But when you're asked to repeat something, you have to actively go into your brain and pull that information out. That little act of reaching in and grabbing it is what actually builds a strong memory. It's what makes it stick. The pause, that's where the real learning is happening.
Okay, so we've totally dissected this one little sentence. We've seen how powerful it is to use practical language, put it in a simple context, and then force the brain to recall it. So now, let's put it all back together. Because what we have here isn't just a prompt for a video. It's a universal blueprint for learning just about anything.
And here it is, our 4-step micro-learning blueprint. It's so simple and elegant. First, isolate the core phrases, just the most important useful stuff. Second, show, don't just tell. Put it in a situation anyone can understand. Third, prioritize clarity. Make your model crystal clear. And finally, The most important step of all, number 4, build in practice. You have to give the learner that space to try it themselves, to pull it out of their own memory.
And the craziest part of all of this whole powerful, scientifically backed framework, it's all designed to happen in 60 seconds, just 1 minute. It really goes to show you effective learning isn't about how much time you throw at something, it's about how you use that time.
Which kind of leaves us with a bigger thought, doesn't it? We've just been talking about a 1-minute lesson, but this idea, it feels like it could apply to, well, everything. We live in this super noisy, complex world. We're just buried in information. So maybe, just maybe, the best way to communicate, the most powerful way, is also the simplest. What do you think?